Every year before winter, we always have our chimney cleaned by somebody that we hire to clean our chimney. And last year they charged us $270 just to sweep that chimney. And yeah, I have a giant extension ladder. It's propped up there because I'm trying to kill some yellow jackets. I am definitely not comfortable enough with ladders to climb up that high and clean it myself. But I did some research and I finally found a chimney brush that makes a nice 90-degree elbow that I can actually access my chimney from the basement with. I bought this other one that you just saw me getting all the cobwebs with last year, and it won't bend the 90 degrees that I need it to. The new one will. Look how dirty this chimney stovepipe is. This is the part that goes up to the chimney, and it is full of creosote. I'm going to show you another image inside the last section of stovepipe here in a minute. But before I do, I'm going to clean out this stovepipe that goes upwards towards the chimney. I'm going to actually, at the very end, show you what chimney sweep I bought and where I bought it from. I'll also put the Amazon link in the description in case you decide this is the one that you want to try for your house. Getting all the little screws out of this stovepipe was probably the longest part of this entire process, to be honest. A couple of them were stripped and didn't want to come out so easy, so I had to reach inside with something solid and push them backwards as I unscrewed them. You can see here there's quite a bit of creosote in this 5-gallon bucket. It's about 3 inches deep with creosote, and there's a whole bunch inside this last section of pipe here before the elbow to the chimney. So I'm going to vacuum this out really quick, and then I'm going to start feeding this chimney sweeping brush up in there. The head to this brush is just a round ball with what looks like a lot of weed whacker line ran through it. And probably the reality is it is just weed whacker line, and it's designed not to scratch or damage the lining of your chimney. I had to reach up in there and give this a little encouragement to bend up, but once it did, it went through the chimney super easily. And then the way this setup is, you just connect the links together. They snap together with a pretty heavy-duty pin that makes me feel confident it won't come apart up inside there. And I feed the line through until I get all the way to the top. Now, I didn't read the instructions. The instructions might say to clean as you go, but I wanted to get up to the surface and then clean backwards as I pulled it down, so that I knew I was all the way at the top without applying the pressure of the spin and me pushing with the drill as I go. You can see here real quick what these connections look like. That pin just pushes in and it snaps in place on the female end of this pole. It's super flexible. I was actually able to bend this in a complete circle. You could snap the sections together if you wanted with just one of these. So I'm super happy with this purchase so far. We'll see how it works as I get it all up there towards the top and then clean on my way back down. You'll see me disappear a couple different times. I thought I was at the top because I hit something, or it felt like I hit the end, and I didn't want to push so hard that I popped off the smokestack on the top of the chimney. I don't know how well that's held up there. I've never been up there to find out, so I don't want to pop that off, but turns out I just needed to keep going, and once I hit the top, it was definitely noticeable. One more quick check outside because I feel a little bit of resistance, and I gotta connect one more pole. I'm almost done here. I'm right at the very end. I measured once I got this done, and it turns out that I take 34 feet of this chimney sweeping rod. There's 3 extra sections still here that I didn't use, and there's one little bit that connects at the very end, and that's what you attach your drill to so that you can spin this like crazy on the way down. I just have a regular everyday DeWalt drill. It's definitely nothing special, and it worked great. I started off at the number 1 speed, but I ended up liking the number 2 better because I felt like I was probably cleaning more, and there is just no resistance to it, so I felt like I could do that without stripping the gears or causing any damage to either the brush or the drill. As I use this, I slide it back and forth quite a bit to make sure that I'm not passing over areas and missing any sections of the pipe up inside my chimney. I don't want to leave any big clumps of creosote that might fall down later. So you can see me sliding it in and out, and now that I've got it through that elbow, it slides in and out super easy throughout my chimney and that little section of stovepipe that's left there. It doesn't grip or snag at all. As I backed up, I disconnected every 2 lengths of this rod so that I was not constantly stopping and disconnecting. It made the process go a little quicker. I probably could have just backed up all the way through my basement and got 4 sections at a time, but I felt like I'd lose control of this flexible rod if I got any farther than 2 sections out of the stovepipe. Now that I'm almost at the very end, you can see that it's starting to pull on that shop vac hose a little bit. So I'm going to give it a final spin down here at the very end, and I'm going to pull this out and disconnect it and shop back up in there really good. We'll take a look up inside there with the camera real quick and see what it looks like. This whole kit came with like gloves and a sponge and a brush and all kinds of stuff. I probably should have kept the gloves on, but I don't like wearing gloves. You can actually see it's shiny back in there now. I'm pretty confident this did a good job. I can't get any more creosote sucked out with my shop vac, so I'm super happy with this setup. Like I said, I'm going to post some photos here of what this looked like on Amazon, where I ordered this from, and then I'll also put a link in the description when I post this video in case anyone's interested in purchasing this. I would definitely buy it again, and I will never pay somebody else to clean my chimney again. This is what this looked like on the Amazon link when I clicked on it. I purposely actually bought this one only because of this next photo showing the 90-degree elbow, and that's what I needed to clean my chimney.